What's up, AD? Welcome to the desert. I'm Devin Booker. This is Haven. Come check out the house. Come on, Haven. This is the great room. I had a wonderful team help me on this. Clements design team helped me bring this vision to life. The mountains coming in right from outside, so you get beautiful views. And this coffee table took a lot to get in. It's a big, heavy piece of granite slab, so it was a process getting in here. Fireplaces get used more than you would think in Arizona. You know, the winters are cold, so, and I'm from Michigan originally, so I grew up around a fire, so I keep the fire on. Come to the living room. If I'm having a team over, I'm having an event at the house, this is usually where we tend to watch any type of game. You know, my team's big. Everybody's usually over 6'5" at least, so this couch fills up pretty quick. The whole entire space I want it to be inviting, I want it to be comforting, and I want it to be grounded. It's architecturally a modern house, and I didn't want to just throw modern furniture in here. I want it to feel collected, feel like pieces came together, some materials came together. So when I get home, I like to just lounge, lay down, and just kick it. When I have the team over, this bad boy right here gets used the most. We play this little game called Boo-Ray on all of our flights. So sometimes after the flight's over, the game carries over to here. But you can also play Uno here. We play spades, we play any type of game. We custom built this table to my liking. Put these nice suede chairs next to it that, you know, gives it a nice feeling and texture to it. I think the bar next to the poker table go hand in hand. It's perfect. That's my trick. I give my teammates a couple drinks and get them going, give them some confidence. A lot of tequila in here. So here's the kitchen. I don't do too much cooking. Shout out to my chef, Ryan. Prepares unbelievable meals for us all the time. You know, I talk about having the team over a lot. You know, that's kind of my mindset around this house is, you know, make a place that's inviting and have areas where you can, you know, talk and chill with each other. And this is one of the areas where, you know, that tends to happen. You know, it's very spacious, 2 islands in here, the marble top, very cohesive. I love how they hit off of each other. And some fresh picked limes from the backyard. Now we're headed to the dining room, and this is where dinner is served. This is actually my seat right here. You know, I have my family over a lot, I have my friends over a lot, and I like to do dinner, you know, as a collective group. I like to sit down. I don't want it to be all over the house, so we keep it in one spot. And these chairs are unbelievable. They have a mid-century vibe. Same with the chandelier, both mid-century. It's a beautiful hint to it, I like. As you can see, the wine cellar right off to the right. I'm all over with the wine, to be completely honest. You know, I took a couple trips to Napa Valley. That's where I started. And now I'm just exploring. You know, I have a lot of friends that are into wine, so they put me on to new things. And, you know, I like the process. Like I said earlier, it's about conversation and have some great conversations over some good wine bottles. And last, but obviously not least, this is the James Turrell, probably my favorite piece in the house. And if you stare at it long enough, it starts to look like a floating box. Come on, bro. You done for the day, Haven? On to the office. This is where the deals get done. No, funny thing about this office, used to be my gaming room. So, you know, it took a lot for me to grow up and transform this into a proper office, but I'm glad I did it. We started this room with this couch. It's like a vintage Italian leather couch, and we built around it. Obviously, you see this strange shaped desk here, piece of art hanging, and just the materials like we talked about earlier. You know, it feels warm and cozy, and, you know, I feel it's part of maturing. But I did love my gaming setup in here. This is my bedroom. You know, just keeping the textures, keeping it warm, keeping it grounded. You know, I like to clear my head here, especially when it's time after a long day just to rest and ease up a little bit. Obviously, the big staple of this room was the bed. I've never had a bed this big in my life, but I got it custom made. And I don't do much in here but sleep. This is my closet, and this is my sneaker collection. A lot of people always ask me, how do I go about collecting? I used to be a lot bigger sneakerhead than I am now, to be completely honest. I used to wait on release dates. I remember as a kid saving a lot of money up to get any shoe that released at the time, but now I get too many. And the process for me is putting them in storage. So try to keep it at this amount. Yeah, if you can see these ones up top, the white and blue ones, these are some 1985 custom Jordan 1s, which are like an art piece to me. That's how I feel about shoes. Here's another one right here from 1985. I know they look used and beat down, but gives it a lot of character for me. I don't switch it up very much, as a lot of people know in the sneaker world. Converse is probably my favorite shoe. Here we are in the garage. I'm a classic car collector. I think it's a family tradition for me that I've took on and honed in on. These two right here, I know they look very similar, which my mom doesn't understand, but this is my daily Grand National that I drive day to day, and this is a GNX version. They did only, I think, 547 of these things. So I don't drive it much, but it looks good sitting here. People always ask me what's my favorite, and it's like picking your favorite child, you just don't do that. But I'll take you all the way here to the end to show you my favorite. This right here is Pretty Penny. This is what I drove the game 1 of the finals. It's a 59 Impala ragtop, all original. So how it came in 59, and this is what introduced me to collecting cars. This is my first piece. I got this 2 years ago now. I found it in Utah, and me and my friends, we get the backstories on these cars, and that's where most of my conversation is. My grandpa, I remember going to his house growing up. He'd be underneath this car every time I got there, and I never got that privilege to spend time with him in the garage, but he loves that I'm collecting, and hopefully one day I get a warehouse and even expand even further. I usually keep it Chevy. I have a lot of Impalas. This is a 59. I have the 96 is right here, the black cherry one, but this is about the house. Well, this is the backyard. This is the pool. Not much of a backyard, but I actually use this pool very often, whether it's for recovery or for entertainment. I like how it's set up. It's courtyard style, and I feel like every section is kind of facing towards the pool, so we have a good time out here. Our projector screen, it comes down right over that box over there, and you can watch it from the pool, you can watch it from the hot tub, you can even see it from inside the house. So, it takes up the whole backyard. Once it gets dark, it lights up pretty well. Now you come into the game house. This area used to be a proper guest house with a kitchen and 2 bedrooms, and we came here, we just blew it all up. We just wanted to make it an inviting, comfortable space. This serves many purpose for us. It's a theater, it's a studio. We play loud music back here, and really we just chill. This is the hangout. And even though this is a big couch, you'd be surprised how quick it can fill up with a couple 7-footers on it. I'm actually not that crazy of a candy eater, but when it's sitting in front of you just like this every single day, I dibble and dabble. I'm not gonna lie. This is the pool hall. I don't know if you can tell, I get repping my college with the Big Blue Nation Kentucky pool balls. I have a competitive team, and we like activities, and we like to gamble a little bit here and there. So between the poker table, this pool table, the video games we play on the screen in there, we have activities to do. So we keep it interesting, we switch it up around here. All right, AD, it's been real. I appreciate you guys visiting me. I appreciate you coming out to the desert. I have a poker game to get to, but you guys are invited back whenever. What's up, bud?